$312,000. That is the silent tax of skipping your 401k match.
How? Skipping the match just means more take-home pay.
That is the visible benefit. The hidden cost is 30 years of compound interest on free employer money. Hidden math opens the case. Chapter 1. The free money you are leaving on the table. The key number is $312,000 per worker.
That is way more than any single year of contributions.
Correct. The match itself is just $3,600 annually for typical workers. But $3,600 per year over 30 years compounds to over $312,000. That is the silent tax that disappears from your retirement before you ever see it. Vanguard data shows 32% of eligible workers fail to max their employer match. That means $24 billion annually goes uncollected nationwide. All this money is offered freely by employers as part of compensation packages. Workers who skip it are essentially refusing a salary increase every single year. Think about it this way: your boss says here is 6% more salary. You say no thanks.
That sounds insane when you put it like that.
Yet that is exactly what skipping the match means in raw economic terms. The Federal Reserve Survey of Consumer Finances confirms this pattern across 2 decades. Chapter 2. Auto-Enrollers defend the math.
Wait, I am from the Auto-Enrollers faction, and here is why this matters. Employer match is the highest guaranteed return investment any worker can access. A 6% match on 6% contribution is an instant 100% return on day one. No stock, no real estate, no business deal can match guaranteed 100% annual return. Plus, the tax deferral on contributions reduces current year tax bill by another 15%. So the effective return becomes about 115% in year one before market gains. Then 30 years of compound growth at 7% multiplies the entire stack. Skipping this is not a financial decision, it is a math illiteracy emergency. Even crypto bull runs do not deliver guaranteed 100% in a single year. The match is structurally guaranteed by the employer contract, not market dependent. When market crashes happen, the match dollars still arrive in your account every paycheck. Chapter 3. Cash Now Believers respond.
I am from Cash Now Believers. Here is why some workers skip the match. Many workers face credit card debt at 22% interest, which beats any market return. Paying off high-interest debt with current cash flow is mathematically optimal first. Some workers do not stay long enough at one employer to vest in the match contributions. Vesting schedules of 3 to 5 years mean leaving early forfeits half the matched money. Other workers prioritize emergency funds in HYSA accounts before locking money in 401k accounts. 6-month emergency fund prevents 401k early withdrawal penalty crises later. The match is great, but only after debt and emergency fund are handled responsibly. Job-hopping younger workers may forfeit thousands by enrolling without vesting awareness. 22% credit card APR compounds faster than any 7% retirement growth. Mathematics requires fixing the negative compound first, then capturing the positive compound. Chapter 4. The Real Numbers Comparison.
Final numbers, 2026 data from Vanguard and Federal Reserve. Median full-time worker's salary $60,000. 6% match equals $3,600 annually. Compounded 7% over 30 years equals $312,000. Add tax deferral benefit of approximately $60,000 additional dollars over the period. Total benefit of maxing match equals approximately $370,000 at retirement. Workers who skip match for the same 30 years arrive at retirement with that hole in their balance. That is 2 years of comfortable retirement living expenses gone, just from skipping free money. At a 4% safe withdrawal rate, $312,000 provides $12,000 annual income. That is $1,000 per month in retirement, every month, for life, just from match contributions. Workers who skip the match must work 2 extra years to recover that gap. Chapter 5. When skipping 401k match makes sense.
Wait, there are honest cases where temporarily skipping match is rational. If you have credit card debt above 18% APR, pay that down first. If you have zero emergency fund, build 3 months expenses in HYSA first. If you plan to leave the job before vesting period completes, the match is forfeit anyway. If your employer plan has high fees above 1%, partial match plus IRA may be better. But these exceptions apply to less than 15% of workers in stable jobs. Most workers should max the match before any other investing decision. Even within the exception group, partial match capture often beats zero participation. Contributing 1% while paying down debt still secures partial match dollars. That partial capture compounds for decades and recovers most of the lost ground later. Chapter 6. Verdict.
Conclusion based on the hidden math. If you have no high-interest debt and basic emergency fund, Max the employer match immediately. That is 6% contribution to capture 6% match, total 12% going to retirement. If you have debt or no emergency fund, fix those first, then ramp up to full match within 12 months. The choice is not just contribute or skip. It is build wealth or leave free money behind. Pick your side based on your current debt and emergency fund situation. This is not opinion. The compound math is mathematically settled across all major studies. Even conservative 7% compound assumptions show match dwarfs any take-home benefit. Chapter 7. Action tonight. Tonight, log into your employer benefits portal and check your current contribution rate. If you are below the full match threshold, increase your contribution 1% at a time monthly. Most workers can ramp from 0 to 6% over 6 months without lifestyle pain. That single change adds $312,000 to your retirement balance. Most American workers never make this calculation, never see this math. Once you do, you cannot unsee why employer match is the best deal in personal finance. Set a calendar reminder for the first of every month to increase contribution 1%. Within 6 months you reach full match, and the silent tax disappears from your future. Chapter 8. Why no one teaches this. Hidden math like this is rarely taught in high school or college financial education. Schools teach budgeting basics, not employer match optimization across 30-year horizons. HR departments mention the match exists but rarely show the compound growth math. Financial advisors often skip this because they earn nothing on 401k advice. The compound math is too brutal to share casually in conversations. That is why 1/3 of eligible workers leave $32 billion annually unclaimed. Brokerages also avoid the topic because match dollars stay in employer plans, not their accounts. This information gap costs workers more than tuition and student loan interest combined. Chapter 9. The Real American Story. Consider one real American worker earning $60,000 annually starting at age 25. They skip the 6% match for the first 10 years, prioritizing student loan payoff. That decision costs them about $90,000 in lost compound retirement wealth. Then they enroll for the next 20 years and accumulate $210,000 from match alone. Total retirement balance from match contributions is approximately $300,000 at age 65. A coworker who maxed match all 30 years has approximately $390,000 from match. The $90,000 difference funds 3 years of comfortable retirement living between them. That gap exists between two workers earning identical salaries, just different timing decisions. Pay off debt first if needed, but the cost of waiting too long compounds against you forever. Chapter 10. Why employers offer the match. Employers offer matching contributions because it costs them less than equivalent salary increases. Match contributions are tax-deductible business expenses, reducing employer total cost basis. Match also reduces employee turnover. Vested workers stay longer to keep their match. This makes employer match a cheap retention tool with long-term workforce benefits. But for the worker, it is the highest guaranteed return investment available anywhere. Both sides win when workers max the match, employers retain talent and workers build wealth. Refusing the match means losing the only true win-win in modern American compensation design. Chapter 11. Final Summary and CTA. Final summary of the silent tax behind every skipped employer 401k match. Annual match averages $3,600. 30-year compound equals $312,000. Plus tax deferral benefit adds $60,000 more. Total $370,000 at retirement. That is the silent tax on retirement security across generations of American workers. Max your employer match. Pay down debt. Build emergency fund. In that order. Share this video with someone skipping their employer match right now. Next episode, lifestyle inflation. Every raise secretly costs you $1 million. Auto-enroller or cash now believer? Comment your faction.
Results in next analysis.
Hidden math closes the case. Chapter 12. The compound math nobody questions. Compound interest is the closest thing to magic in personal finance worldwide. Albert Einstein supposedly called it the eighth wonder. Those who understand it earn it. Those who do not understand it pay it through credit cards and missed match opportunities. A worker who maxes match at age 25 has 40 years of compound, ending with massive balance. A worker who starts at age 35 has only 30 years and ends with 60% less from match alone. Time is the most expensive resource in 401k math, more expensive than any contribution rate. The 10-year delay costs more than doubling contribution rate during the later years. That is why employer match is structured to reward early consistent enrollment behavior. Chapter 13. Common excuses and rebuttals. Excuse 1. I cannot afford to contribute 6% right now in my budget. Counter. Start at 1%, increase 1% monthly, you reach 6 in 6 months. Excuse 2. I might leave this job and lose the match before vesting completes. Counter. Partial vesting still secures partial match, more than zero participation always. Excuse 3. I do not understand how the match calculation works in my specific plan. Counter. Ask HR for a one-page match summary. Every plan must provide this on request. Excuse 4. The market is too volatile right now to lock money in retirement accounts. Counter, market volatility does not affect the match itself, only the underlying investments.